Welcome to Fueled by Death Show. Hey, it's not just a podcast anymore. Get ready, the show's about to begin.
Welcome, everybody. Hi. Welcome to Fueled by Death Show. It probably looks a little different around here.
Jeff, where are we?
I'm not sure. We're in an undisclosed secret location.
I've always wanted to do that. Are we pirate radio?
Yes.
Oh, man. Can I be Christian Slater?
Yes.
Awesome. I've always wanted to be Christian Slater.
That means a lot coming from me because I always wanted to be Christian Slater, but I will give it to you.
Jeff.
Aw, there's a lot of love.
My heart, Jeff.
Oh, man. First and foremost, this is the companion show to episode 92 of the podcast, which comes out tomorrow. We're going to get into that in just a moment.
We're getting so close to 100.
So close. So
Did we already tell the people what 100 is?
Yes, we did.
It's Zach Wild.
Yes, yeah. And get ready for that because it's going to be, it's nuts. It was nuts.
It was crazy.
Yeah, I can't wait to put that one together for you guys. That's going to be a special one. But anyway, I am the Incredible Jeff.
And I'm fucking Christian Slater.
Says the amazing D-Man. We would love it if you followed us over on social media. Our social media of choice is Instagram. We try to Twitter and Facebook from time to time too, but Instagram's the one to go. I am at Jeff Wish Coffee.
And I am at Christian Slater.
I wonder if he's on Instagram.
He's got to be, right?
Oh, man, we should start following him.
I'm going to follow him right now. you go ahead and take the rest of the show. I will follow Christian Slater on Instagram. All right,
so if you guys are just tuning into this show for the first time, here's the deal. We try to give away something cool every single show. Usually it's a mug. Sometimes it's something a little bit different. This time it's a mug, and it's a super special, rare mug. All you got to do is share this show, drop a comment in those comments during the show, 1 comment, 10 comments, 50 comments, however many comments you want. We're going to pick one lucky comment at the end of the show, and you're going to walk away with a Run Dead mug from last year. You can't even find these anymore. They're not numbered.
It was hard to find one to begin with.
Because we do limited releases of these. We're about to do our annual event with Special Olympics, which we're actually going to talk about later in the show on the update.
Rebranding.
But this was such a cool mug, such a cool event, and all of the proceeds went to benefit the Special Olympics. In fact, the extra mugs that we had, we made sure that money went to the Special Olympics. So this has already been bought and paid for. It's just going to be free for one lucky winner on the show tonight.
By the way, at Real Christian Slater.
At Real Christian Slater. I'll put that in the show. And we'll all follow.
Yeah.
You'll be like, why do I have all these new followers?
Because everybody thinks it's me.
It's because of us. It's because of us. And like I said earlier, welcome to the new studio, everybody. In full disclosure, if you guys didn't hear, we wrote a blog about it, and we've been talking about it. Basically, we're growing as a company, and the office space that was inside the warehouse where we roast our coffee was just getting too small for the amount of people that we have and some of the new people that we're going to be adding to our team. So we needed to basically move the office space, and we did about 5 miles down the road, not that far. And one of those things was the podcast studio, and we've moved it into this new space, switched up some stuff a little bit. Follow me on social media, guys. Follow me on Instagram because I think I'm going to do a story and show you guys all the other walls you can't see on camera and everything. I like the way that this room came together.
Yeah, it looks great, man. You did a great job.
Thank you, man. Thanks. And so this is going to be home base for the time being, and we'll be doing all of our stuff out of here, which is really exciting.
I like all of our passes from all the events that we've been at.
I don't think you can see that on camera, but yeah, it's pretty rad.
Very cool.
We're really excited about this, and hopefully we'll make some memories with you guys in this new studio together.
And this wouldn't be a full-blown show without the beautiful voice of Brock Fox.
Brock Powell.
BrockFox.com.
There it is. We made it there. We love Brock. He's the voice actor on this show and 1,000 voices out there in the world. Speaking of social media, go follow Brock Fox on all social media. He's getting into Instagram stories now. Which
at Brock Fox.
Yeah. So go do that. In fact, he started getting into Instagram stories, I think, because of the time we spent with him, the week-long that we spent with him out in L.A., And I know you guys have heard us talk about that and the whirlwind that we had with all the guests that we were able to, record while we were out there. And this week, tomorrow's podcast episode is the first one from that block that we got.
And let me tell you, not only do you want to listen to it, you want to watch it, because we went out, we met up with a weapons master on top of a mountain, like the stories are told.
Yeah.
We went up there.
Yeah.
He taught us how to use weapons.
Yeah.
He used weapons on us.
Yeah.
There's video of that, and it will all be part of this show that we're releasing tomorrow. So make sure to tune in. YouTube, right? You can find the video over
right
on YouTube.
or on Facebook. It'll be there too. Make sure you guys tune in. It's gonna be amazing. And I'm going to do something a little different. I want to start to do this, I think, at the top of the show, is give you guys a little bit of a taste of what's coming. Because I know this show's an hour long, and we love all of you guys sticking around for the whole hour and interacting in the comments. But sometimes people just come in the beginning and are like, what am I going to get near the end, you know? And I just wanted to give you that. So you're going to get the podcast guest.
Woo.
You're going to get the new Death Star. You're going to meet him very, very soon. And the roast this week, we're going to deal with some hangovers.
Oh, we
Yeah.
all know a little bit about that.
Yeah. And then on the update, like I said, we're going to give you details on our next Special Olympics mug that's coming out, plus a lot of brand new merchandise that's coming down the pike. It's
Yeah,
gonna be really
I mean,
cool.
listen, holidays are coming, and we have a lot of big stuff planned. So, as usual, we will be breaking the news here. You're going to want to tune in until the end of the show where we start
Yes.
talking about all that cool stuff. So,
Oh, yes.
hang in there.
Secret code unlocked. Discount of death.
Oh my God, this week we have a good one. We're going to give you 20% off of this beast right here with the special discount code WHIP. Jeff, spell it.
That's WHIP.
And that will last until Wednesday, September 26th. 20% off. DeathWishCoffee.com. Stanley Thermos. This is the best, hardiest, most tough thermos you can get. It's so tough. You buy one, you have it for the rest of your life. You can even buy one, run it over with your fucking car.
Yeah.
And you will still have it for the rest of your life.
I love my Stanley Thermos. If you haven't heard me talk about it on the show, what I love to do is, when on the weekend, when my wife and I wake up and we'll do a full pot of coffee in the French press, we'll each pour ourselves a cup of coffee, and then the rest goes in this.
Nice.
And then if we want another cup of coffee immediately or hours from now, we have hot coffee waiting for us.
Yeah, and the Stanley Thermos works just as good as that Clean Canteen,
Yep.
where you could be 12 hours down the road,
Yep.
crack that beast open, take a sip, and it'll be like, "Ow!"
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
crazy. It's
25
good. It's
ounces.
crazy
and
stuff.
All week long, 20% off. And Dustin and I, if you've never seen this, we put this thing to the test. When we were so excited to work with an awesome company like Stanley, Stanley actually made this black just for us. And we wanted to make sure that Stanley made the world's strongest master bottle to have it contain the world's strongest coffee. So we had to put it to the test. And here's a video of that right here. The new Death Wish Coffee Stanley Thermos. Just how strong is it? Will it survive a fall? A fall from up high? How about being run over? Can it withstand 1,500 pounds of coffee? Can it withstand a swing from the War Club? The new Death Wish Coffee Stanley Thermos. Strong enough to contain the world's strongest coffee. Craziness. And this is it. This is the real one. It still works. The cup doesn't fit on it, and there's a couple dents in there. But, I mean, the cup's still a cup.
Yep.
You can still drink out of this
And
thing.
it still keeps coffee hot.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
insane. I
Yeah.
mean, not even phased. Ooh, there's some leftover coffee in there. It's not hot.
honestly, after you saw that in the video, we drained it and we put it on the shelf, and it's been there ever since. So we probably never cleaned it out, but yeah, I mean, these things will stand the test of time, and you can't beat that deal.
No.
10% off this week and this week only. Type in WHIP at checkout on deathwishcoffee.com.
Science!
All right, D-Man, science this week for the second week in a row. We're staying on Earth. Yeah. It's fun, when I'm looking through the different science journals and stuff, like I said, there's always this wealth of stuff, it seems, coming from space. There's,
but I'm wearing my
yeah.
space shirt
I
today.
know,
and we're not
I know.
even going to space. Look at this thing.
It's an awesome shirt. It's a Van Gogh NASA shirt. I love it.
You think they have to pay NASA to make these shirts?
No, I bet you
they probably
I bet you
should.
I bet you it's like a one-time deal where like the department store that you bought that, has a deal with NASA. Like we pay you X amount of dollars a year, and we can use your logo on things.
Weird.
Yeah.
I hope that funds some sort of space travel, and I'm helping.
Me too. But anyway, we're staying on Earth because there's been a lot of cool news in archaeology, and I have two different topics: one about ancient art and one about ancient music. And I think they both are pretty interesting. And first up is art. The earliest known drawing by humans was discovered in South Africa. This cross-hatched pattern drawn with ochre crayon on a small piece of silicious rock, or silcrete, is 73,000 years old.
Woo!
73,000 years old. It predates the earliest previously known abstract drawings by at least 30,000 years.
So does this beat the Werner Herzog cave paintings there?
Yes.
Wow.
Yes. Yeah. And they did extensive testing on it. And basically what's crazy is it's,
how do they figure this is art?
this is how they tested it. They took different types of I don't know, chemical compositions of the ochre crayon and the rock, carbon dated them, figured out that it's actually someone making that line. It's not just occurring
Right,
in
because
nature.
the markings of that crayon or whatever it is are much newer than the wall. The wall's much older.
Yes, and it's just crazy the amount of research that's went into this and how this is like reshaping what we believe our knowledge is of early humanity.
It's crazy that they can find a rock like this, look at it, and go, "That's part of something."
Yeah, totally.
That's insane. Who's looking at this stuff?
Because this rock, that rock. I mean, I would be like, "Oh, that's a piece of marble, right?" Like,
yeah, with some lines
I
on
don't
it and
even
shit.
Notice it. It's nuts. It's absolutely nuts. They went on some of the researchers. They went on to say before discovery, archaeologists have for a long time been convinced that unambiguous symbols that first appeared when Homo sapiens entered Europe about 40,000 years ago and later replaced local Neanderthals. And recent archaeological discoveries in Africa, Europe, and Asia support a much earlier emergence of the production and use of symbols. That's from Professor Christopher Henshelwood from the University of Bergen. This is insanity. 70,000 years old in this cave in South Africa called the Blombus Cave in South Africa. And I actually have a picture of this cave. Now, off to the left is the site where they're discovering all this, and they're dating back the production of the ochre crayons to 100,000 years ago.
Whoa.
So they were making these pigments 100,000 years ago, and we thought literally Neanderthals were using stones to, that's it. You know, like we didn't think that people were expressing themselves with art at this time. They went on to say they examined and photographed that piece of rock under a microscope to establish whether the lines were part of the stone or whether it was applied to it. And we also examined it using Raman spectroscopy and an electron microscope. And then they confirmed it. They confirmed that it was crayon. It was 1 millimeter to 3 millimeters thick. And they confirmed, too, that this was a piece of a larger thing. So it was, the cross-hatching was a picture or symbols or something. They were expressing themselves artistically 73,000 years ago.
That's insane.
It's insanity. The archaeological layer in which the Blombos drawing was found also yielded other indicators of symbolic thinking, such as shell beads covered with the same ochre, and more importantly, pieces of ochre engraved with abstract patterns. And many of those patterns matched the cross-hatching on that piece of rock.
Oh, weird.
So we're really finding out that as humans, you know, from Neanderthal to Homo sapiens, we were artistic right from the get-go.
Yeah, okay, so clear this up for me, Jeffrey. is it possible that a Neanderthal found something, just put one thing to another and just started scratching it out? Or are we finding that they actually produced an instrument to make art and purposely made art?
Correct. We're finding that to make this ochre and the crayon that they did, they would have to take either plant or bark, mortar and pestle it down and make it to be something that they could actually put on the wall. So then that little area is like literally their production laboratory 100,000 years ago. So we're finding out that it was premeditated. It wasn't like, oh, I'm just going to put this on the wall.
Yeah.
Like it's like, I want to be artistic. I want to express myself, and I want to use this to do it.
Wow, that's incredible.
Crazy, crazy cool. On the other side of it, we made another breakthrough with ancient musical instruments, which I thought was pretty cool. Turtle shells were widely used as musical instruments by Native Americans. Dr. Tanya Perez, the researcher at the Department of Anthropology at Florida State University, actually says that music is an important part of many cultures in ways we may not realize. Musical instruments have a deep, ancient history in human society and are encoded with meanings beyond their sound-making capabilities. Now, this is not something new. We knew that there were turtle shell rattles used by ancient peoples, especially Native Americans, because turtles are everywhere.
Yep.
But the thing is that Dr. Perez and her colleagues, they examined the use of turtle shells all over the southeastern United States as percussive instruments, and so many of them have always, like when we found old turtle shells, we always thought it was just their food source because they ate turtle.
Oh.
So they just, by seeing like broken pieces of shell, a lot of them were just discarded as, oh, okay, this is their food discard.
Yeah.
This is going to open up what they've found from being able to date some of these old turtle shells. They've found that we're going to have to go back into museums and look at some of the turtle shells we have on museums and see if there's indicators that they were actually used as musical instruments when we thought maybe they were just decoration or refuse of food or whatever. So that's crazy. Like, we're going to literally be looking at this in a whole new light.
Wow.
Turtles actually play a very important role in the indigenous people and population of North America. I don't know if you've ever heard of the turtle origin story. Native Americans believe that the Earth, or what they knew of the Earth, their area, the North America, resided on the shell of a turtle.
See the turtle of enormous girth. He holds us. I can't remember that. There's a saying, and on his back he holds the earth.
Yes.
His thoughts are slow but always kind, and holds us all within his mind.
Aww. I got goosebumps.
Yeah. You know what that's from? Stephen King.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's been used in all sorts of literature, but Native Americans were the ones who really believed that. And so they revered their turtles. And again, we thought, okay, it's one thing. Now we're starting to be like, wait a minute. Maybe all the turtle shells we've ever found were actual musical. They were used to keep time and beat and rhythm and like
crazy.
And it's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. Basically, this symbology and belief is imbued into the turtle shell rattles, which are meant to keep the rhythm and thereby interjects powerful symbology and spiritual energy into dances and ceremonies. And that was from her colleague there, Andrew Gilreth Brown. The meaning and importance of rattles likely differs depending on the region, but their presence in all these areas demonstrates that turtle shells were important in keeping rhythm among all ceremonies in early North America.
Wow.
And that's so cool. Again, new information that we're building upon information we knew, but like this is a whole wealth of information now like that. They really want to go to the museums of the world and start looking again at turtle shells that we've just had on display for 100 years and been like, it's just a turtle shell. It's like, did that have more meaning in this culture than we thought?
Interesting.
So cool. So again,
they were worshiping turtles and slurping them out of shells at the same time.
Well, yeah, they worship a lot of their gods. especially North American gods, even in Central America too, their gods were animals
Yeah.
that they revered, but also would either wear their skin or their feathers or their pelt,
Yeah.
or would ingest them and then become one with the god.
Well,
I mean, look at even Christianity. You eat the body of Christ. I mean,
Yeah.
if you believe in that. Like,
But even, I mean, they revered them because it was a source of life.
right.
You know, it was it's what kept them alive. It's what clothed them. It's, you know, it makes sense.
Yeah.
It makes sense. But it's, when you look at it from afar, it's like, they worship the thing that they're eating. But yeah, Christianity.
Right.
Yeah.
It's pretty neat. It's pretty neat.
Good, good. It is a fully operational Death Star of the week.
All right, guys, it's time for another Death Star of the Week. And like I say every week, if you have not met these people, most of them reside over on that awesome Facebook page, the official Death Wish Coffee Company community page over on Facebook. But, you know, a lot of them are fans of this show as well, and this one's no different. And so shout out this week, Death Star of the Week, to Paul Butler. And if you've never met Paul, you're going to meet him right now. I want to know, when was the first time you heard about Death Wish Coffee?
Well, it's kind of funny. My grandfather was known for really strong coffee.
Oh, okay.
Like, you know, they used to make jokes. You can't stir his coffee because you can't get a spoon in it. It's so strong.
Stand straight
And
up,
he used
right?
to say, I don't want to drink a gallon of water to get a cup of coffee, right?
Yeah.
Well, when I was little, we'd go visit him in Texas, and he would give me coffee, like that strong coffee, when I'm like 8 or 9 years old, you know? And I loved it. And I was kind of reminiscing and feeling kind of nostalgic in November of 2014, and I thought, I wonder what the world's strongest coffee is. So like everybody else, I Googled world's strongest coffee, and there was Death Wish.
Wow, that's cool. And that's actually, it's funny, that's how Mike started the company. Because, like, when he had his coffee shop in 2012, he had people wanting a strong cup of coffee, and he said the same thing. He's like, I wonder what the world's strongest coffee is. And he Googled it, and there was no such thing. So he was like, well, shit, I better make it then, right? Like, so
There
yeah.
you go.
So that's awesome. So you've been a fan and a customer of the company since 2014. You've seen us grow a lot since then.
Oh, yeah.
So as a coffee drinker, what's your go-to brewing method?
I'm a nitro guy.
Yeah.
I make my own nitro, so it's cold brew.
Okay.
But as far as hot, I have pretty much everything. The only thing I think I have not tried yet is Chemex.
Oh,
I think
okay.
I've tried everything else. AeroPress, French press, all the little gadgets that you see.
Yeah,
I have
yeah.
everything.
Yeah, no, I like being able to try new gadgets all the time. I love Chemex. I don't own one myself. We brew them up here at work sometimes. I'm gonna get one someday, but yeah, I don't. My wife started making her own cold brew, and I really like it. And I will say officially, talking to you, if we haven't said it on the show yet, we will be coming out with cold brew again. I don't have any date on that because we're still working on the can design.
Oh, nice.
But we do have a new recipe, new everything, and if I were to be a betting man, I would say probably first quarter next year we'll have a finished product ready to hit everybody's shelf by that point. Which will be
I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah.
Nitro's my favorite.
Awesome. How much coffee do you think you drink a day?
I start every morning with 24 ounces of nitro,
Damn.
and that's how I get to work. I work the 4:30 shift, so
Yeah.
you know, I get up at 3 and drink my coffee and head off to work. And then when I get home, I drink more.
Yeah. I'm with you.
I don't want to say exactly how much because I don't want people to have an intervention, you know.
No way. Not on Death Wish Coffee. That's for sure.
But I always have 3 gallons of nitro in my kegerator.
Oh, that's awesome. You always got it good to go then. That's good. That's
Oh,
good.
yeah.
So as a fan, and I ask this question of everybody, but I definitely know the answer. You are one of the mug collectors, correct?
Oh, yes.
Yeah. So what was the first mug you got from Death Wish Coffee?
The Mount Deathmore.
Really? That was the first mug you got?
Yep.
Wow.
I
that
got
one-
it off of eBay for $30.
That is so hard to find. Actually, funny story, that's one of the first mugs I got because when they made that, Kane and Eric, who I've been friends with forever, gave it to me as a surprise gift because they're on it. So they were like, "We want to give you this mug." So like, I cherish that mug. So are you one of those people out there who has a full collection?
No, I'm missing a few.
Yeah, they're tough. They're tough. Like I said, I've said many weeks. Like we never knew it was going to be this craziness of a collecting item, but it's awesome. Do you have a
Right.
favorite mug in your collection?
Lucky Larry.
Lucky Larry, that's a great mug.
Yeah, I love that mug.
For sure.
I'm part Irish.
Oh
so.
yeah, so there you go. And then the question that I always get to, especially from people like you who have been with the company for so long. We've done mugs, we've done events, we've done merchandise, all sorts of different types. Is there something that we haven't tried that you'd like to see us try?
I say it every time they say, "What do you want to see?" Bobbleheads.
Bobbleheads. I want a bobblehead too. There was a single bobblehead of Mike made. For Mike, I forget who made it. I want to say, you know what? I don't even know who it was, but somebody surprised him as a gift, and it's him as a superhero opening up his shirt, and he's got the Death Wish coffee logo underneath it.
Nice.
And, it's really neat, and I'm with you. How cool! I want my own bobblehead. That would be really rad. But like, I mean, even for the fact of like maybe like our logo, like the Deathy logo, like a skeleton bobblehead with Death Wish coffee or something. That'd be a lot of fun. Yeah, maybe we'll do that. That'd be really rad. Any mug idea that we haven't tried that maybe you'd like to see us try?
I'd like to see like a siren with a shipwreck in the background. Something like that would be kind of fun.
Like old school, like Homer's Odyssey kind of thing. Like,
yeah.
Oh, I love that idea. Ooh, I really like that idea. I know we're working on ideas for 2019 now. I'll put that in the hat because
nice.
We're getting better at mugs. For years it was like, what do we do next? And now we're like really planning them out and making sure, like because we were doing so many of them. And we got some really good ones coming out at the end of this year, which is really awesome. So through all of it, what does coffee fuel you to do?
Right now, work.
Yeah.
I work a lot. I work for a paint company, and we deliver all over Los Angeles.
Oh, wow.
And I'm responsible for all the deliveries, getting it to the job sites and stuff.
Wow. So you do a lot of driving then.
Oh, yeah. A lot of driving.
Yeah. So,
and then my hobbies are woodworking, things like that.
Oh.
But I don't have time to do anything like that right now.
I hear you. Work sometimes gets in the way, but you gotta balance it with the fun as well.
Yeah.
And I mean, that's what's great about coffee is it keeps you going at least, no matter what you're doing.
Yep.
Through it all, some of the most fun is being able, for me, for doing this show and being able to talk to some of the community members like yourself. And really, I can't thank you enough for being such a strong ambassador of our brand and our product and taking time to talk with us today. It was a real pleasure to talk to you, Paul.
It was good talking to you.
Awesome.
I enjoyed it.
Awesome.
The Fueled by Death guest.
Okay, D-Man, it's finally here. We're pushing out the first episode this week from the incredible mountain of episodes we got when we went out on our excursion to LA.
And it makes sense because this was one of the first interviews.
Yeah.
It was on our first day.
Yep.
And dude, it was so magical.
It was magical. We went to the top of the mountain outside of LA and met with a weapons master. This man right here, Anthony DeLongis. He invited us up to his Rancho Indalo, which we'll talk about on the show.
By the way, it was not easy getting there with our little Hyundai rental. I thought we were not going to. It was dirt roads
up a
up
mountain.
the side of a mountain, and
like coyotes in the distance and tumbleweeds.
Seriously,
and like,
we did see a coyote.
Yeah,
I
we
forgot
really
about
did,
that.
yeah.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, it was like a right out of a Chuck Jones cartoon.
The only thing that we were missing was a tumbleweed. Man.
Yeah.
It was seriously, it was straight up a cowboy ranch, and we learned how to throw weapons and shovel horse shit. It was so good.
It was such an experience, and not only that, the experience of talking to Anthony was incredible. This guy's career spans not only being a weapon master, which means he's proficient in many different fighting styles and use of different weapons, but he's also a stunt man, a stunt choreographer, and an actor and a voice actor. And the amount of stuff that covers is crazy, to the point of voicing a character in one of our favorite video games, Red Dead Redemption, teaching Michelle Pfeiffer how to use a whip and being on set with her during Batman Returns. And on camera, one of the most famous roles he's done is fighting Jet Li in the movie Fearless.
Like right in the first 10 minutes of the movie.
Yeah. And he tells us the behind-the-scenes story of how this went down. It's crazier than you even can imagine.
Yo, this dude has lived 10 lives.
Yeah.
In his one life so far. He probably has 4 to 40 more lives to live. This guy, he was breathtaking. He really was.
We were such an honor to talk to him and meet him and his wife and spend some time at his ranch that day. And we got it all on tape. And that comes out tomorrow on the podcast. I'm going to give you guys a sneak peek right now, and I'm going to tell you one more time. Tomorrow, if you're just listening to the podcast, this is one you're really going to want to see. We're going to put the whole thing up on YouTube with all those special features in there and everything. It's going to be great. But here's a sneak peek of tomorrow's brand new show.
But the whip work was all Michelle.
Wow.
And she said at the end, she says, if you weren't an actor, this wouldn't have been this successful a collaboration. Because she... after one day where I wasn't there, she said, I want him on set whenever I'm here, because I'd given her a foundation to where we could literally walk on set and create something on the spot. And we did it for the Ice Princess sequence. Where she's tied up in the chair.
Yep.
Yeah, I got there a little early, and Tim Burton, who was talking to me by this point, which was kind of cool.
That's nice.
You know, he says, "I'd love to be acting for you, Tim, but hey, I'm here to help." So, you know, and well, the first thing we shot was, you know, her wrapping Christopher Walken around the neck, and that was practical.
Oh,
no
wow.
inserts or none of this cutaways, and then it's already he's running and she's going, and it's over the shoulder, and you see him go. It's a nice acting.
Real.
Oh, it's real. And that was the first thing we shot.
Wow.
And it's about 34 degrees, and the whips are all wet, which makes them cranky.
Yeah.
It's like getting a cat wet, It's like, But no, she did a great job. But with the Ice Princess, Tim says, I don't think there's any whip work here, Anthony. I said, yes, sir. I went over and I sat in a corner and I watched them go through the rehearsal. And when they were done, I went over to Michelle because, we had this kind of professional, relationship where I could, if I had an idea, I could offer it to her.
Yeah.
And I said, if you were to swing in on your whip, and then cut her free and dump her, whip in one hand and chair in the other says lion tamer the world over.
Yeah.
No matter what language you
totally,
speak.
totally.
And she goes, Tim, Anthony has this idea. So that's what she did. She swung on the rope, she cut him free, she dumped the thing, she cracked the whip, she threw the chair. Here's what most people do with the whip. This is the standard way to use a whip, like this. And most people do this. Okay, and they make a big noise. Well, that's nice. Or I could do this. Or I could do my favorite, is no feet. It's one of the ones I taught to Michelle. Okay?
Yeah.
If I'm going to wrap you, put your hands over your head.
Me?
Yes.
Like,
Sure. Okay. If I'm going to wrap your legs, I'm not going to swing the whip in and hit you, because that's easy.
Yeah.
I can hit you, and then the whip will wrap around you. What I want to do is go past you. Okay.
yeah.
So that's pretty good, isn't it? See, so this is going to go past you. Okay.
Yeah.
They're like that. Right?
Happy birthday! Surprise! I'm naked.
Got some fun birthdays this week, D-Man. Starting right off on Thursday, September 20th, the Punisher himself, John Bernthal. And there, I cannot not put this photo up of the dumbest face I've ever made.
I'm looking at it. It's right there.
Ever made. And I'm going to meet him again. And my plan is to take this photo and have us both point at this photo, so we make a Punisher inception. But he was awesome to meet.
I can't believe he's going to be 42.
I know, 42
my
years
God.
old. I loved him and everything he's done pretty much. Baby Driver, he was great in Baby
he's great.
Driver. Walking Dead is Shane.
Awesome.
So good.
Wolf of Wall Street.
Wolf of Wall Street.
He
yeah.
nailed that role.
Fury, with Brad Pitt.
I haven't watched it. I heard
Oh,
it
it's
was
good.
though.
It's tanks.
Yeah.
But the
The
Punisher,
Punisher,
man. I mean, he knocks that out of the park. He
Nobody's
really
done it better.
does.
Nobody's even been close to what he's. I think he's cooler than the actual Punisher. That's how cool John Bernthal is.
So fingers crossed, Daredevil season 3 is gonna hit Netflix. I want to say in like a month or two. Fingers crossed we get a cameo from him. I don't think we will, because he kind of started out in the Daredevil series, and now he's got his own series, and they don't necessarily need to pay him to be on the show when he's got his own show. But I love it when the superheroes and villains kind of interact with each other.
Yeah, he pops in, does a couple karate kicks, disappears.
Yeah, so maybe we'll see him again, but if not, I know Punisher Season 2 is going to be amazing. They filmed some of it right down the street and all.
Yeah, that was so weird.
And it's going to be so great. So happy birthday to John on September 20th. On Friday, September 21st, we were just talking about him. Happy birthday to Steve King. Stephen King is turning 71 years old. This guy has written all of your favorite horror movies.
Did you know he died?
Who, Stephen King?
Yeah.
From what? From drinking?
From getting run over by a car.
I heard this story. Yes, that's crazy.
I mean, he died. They brought him back. Obviously,
Yeah.
he's still alive. But yeah, he got ran over by a car.
Yeah.
and died.
Yeah.
And they brought him back. And
Craziness.
yeah, that's nuts. He actually wrote that in part of the Dark Tower series.
Oh wow! But yeah, the Dark Tower, the Gunslinger, It, The Shining, Carrie, Cujo.
What's the one with the prisoner who spits out butterflies?
The Green Mile.
Yeah, Green Mile.
All this amazing.
I almost said The
amazing
Longest Yard.
The Tommy Knockers, The Mist. Gosh, a Dreamcatcher. One of my favorite
what's
books.
the Apocalypse one?
I don't know. You guys write it in the comments. I don't know.
The Stand.
Oh, The Stand. Yeah.
Yeah.
Misery.
Yep.
One of my favorite books that is not movie related is, and I recommend it to everybody. It's called On Writing. It is a great book because not only does he go into his process of how to craft a story, he draws from his own experience and draws you into the book as well. It's not just a how-to book. It's great.
I have it. I keep on meaning to read it.
I read it once a year.
Wow.
It's a great book. But I'm also wishing him a happy birthday because giant hit Hulu original Castle Rock.
The best thing on TV from Stephen King.
Stephen
by
King
far.
has notoriously made some real shitty shit.
Real bad stuff.
Oh, Stand By Me. That's also Stephen King. Great
Really?
movie. Yeah, great movie. But again, his movies do really well. His television adaptations always
Not all of his movies do really well.
Yeah, you're right. Not all his movies do really well. All of his television adaptations usually miss the mark. This is a brand new property. It's all about the town where a lot of his stories take place, Castle Rock, Maine, which is this fictional town. And it's pretty darn good, guys. I don't want to say much more than that because both you and I have finished it, and I don't want to spoil it, but they definitely deal with, if you're a fan of Stephen King, he really likes to write about evil, just straight up evil. Look at It. Pennywise is the embodiment of evil. That's what it is.
So we were talking about it earlier. Do you know the antithesis, the other side of the coin to It?
Yes.
Is the turtle.
Is the turtle, correct.
Right.
Yes, yeah, I did know that. So it's all amazing, and a happy birthday to Stephen King because I hope we get a hell of a lot more out of him before he
More Castle Rock
dies
at least,
again.
yeah. Before he dies again.
He dies again. On Sunday, September 23rd, the boss, Bruce Springsteen, is turning 69 years old. And for an upcoming episode to let you guys know, we just talked to a very, very cool comedian who just started a podcast all about Bruce Springsteen.
I still don't like Bruce Springsteen.
I know you're not a fan, and that's fine. That's fine. But he is one of the hardest working men in music and, writes the songs for the everyman, Born in the USA and all that stuff. And he's turning 69 on Sunday.
That's crazy, man.
A very happy birthday to him. Finally, Tuesday, September 25th, Mr. Mark Hamill is turning 67 years old.
I can't believe how good he looks for the new Star Wars movies.
know.
Because I know he was kind of getting into the, I'm not in movies anymore, so I don't need to look like an acceptable person anymore.
Right.
And now he looks great.
He does. He got into shape for Force Awakens and subsequently Last Jedi, and I'm sure we'll see more of them. And I love everything that Mark gets to do. Not only Star Wars, you'll like it. I do not have a picture of him as Luke Skywalker because you all know he looks as Luke Skywalker. Another great role that he is widely known for is his voice acting for the Joker on the Batman animated series. Incredible take on that character.
He's done a lot of good voice acting.
But a little-known role, one of my favorites that doesn't get as much cred, but he's amazing in it, Cockknocker from Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back. When he comes out as this villain and they have the bong lightsabers, come on, it's so Great.
I missed that part.
Really?
Yeah.
This is literally a still from the movie because when he comes out, they stop it, they freeze frame it, and then it goes, "Hey kids, it's Mark Hamill."
Weird.
Yeah.
Weird.
And I'm really excited for Kevin and Jay to get back in the swing of things for the Jay and Silent Bob reboot. He just had to go back and rewrite the script again because of all the jokes that Jay would normally make fun of Silent Bob for being fat. Now Kevin has lost all that weight because of his health scare, so he changed them all to vegan jokes.
Oh, no.
Which I think would be great. So
all the vegans are going to get angry.
Oh, no. Have very, very happy birthday to Mark Hamill and to everybody this week.
I smell a roast.
Oh, it's roast time. And before we get in there, D-Man is serious. All you guys got to do one last time, share this episode. Drop a comment in those comments. Join the conversation. And one lucky comment when this show is done will get picked to win this mug. And this is a super special mug this week. It is the Run Dead 2017 mug from last year. A very, very limited run of these was made. We had one extra lying around. We're just about to kick off the brand new. Stop it. We're just about to kick off the brand new Special Olympics event that we're going to talk about a little bit later in the show. But this is the throwback to last year, and this mug can be yours. We'll even sign the bottom of it. Send it right out to you. Send it right out to you. One lucky comment at the end of the show. But let's get roasting something. This actually came up this week on Twitter. I saw people tweeting about this, and I thought it'd be fun to roast. Hangover cures. And before I typed in hangover cures, and this was the first stock image that came up on the internet.
My head.
I think that's a good embodiment. I think that's a good embodiment of hangovers. You wake up the next morning after a night of drinking.
No, it's not.
And you just feel terrible.
No,
'Cause
it's
there's only 3 beers in front of him.
There's no. Not only that, he's laying on his stomach.
Yeah, it's true.
That doesn't happen.
That's true. So I wanted to talk about, some sure things, some snake oil, some things that are, are
What do
some
you
a little
use
bit-
for a hangover?
Honestly, coffee.
Really?
Honestly, like if I wake up and I'm really bad, and it's only if I'm mixing. Honestly, if I can usually have a night of drinking beer, and even if I'll drink 12 of them, God forbid, I'll wake up the next morning, and I'll usually be okay. Same thing with liquor. If I'm drinking liquor all night, I'll wake up the next morning, I'm fine. If I'm mixing them, if I'm doing out at a bar and doing shots and drinking beer, or I'm drinking beer early in the night and then switch to brandy or bourbon or something like that, next morning I am damn well waking up.
Especially something with
a headache.
sugar in it, right? 'Cause
Totally.
that's terrible.
But honestly, I'm tried and true. I coffee and a breakfast, some sort of breakfasty food, that greasy eggs and sausage or whatever, and toast in there, and a lot of coffee. What do you use?
Coconut water.
Coconut water, of course, because you're
Like
healthy and awesome.
A
and
gallon of it.
yeah.
I'm not healthy and awesome when I'm hungover. that's for
true.
sure.
None of us are.
Yeah, I think it's this one time I had one of those I think I'm gonna die hangovers.
Yeah.
Do I have the flu? What's going on here?
Yeah.
And somebody had brought me some coconut water, and it was the first time I had ever had coconut water, and it made it so I could sit up.
Oh, that's awesome.
which
sometimes is really hard when you're really hungover. But speaking of coffee, lots of people like to use coffee, and we actually have a very special word from Father Zach Wild about this subject.
What's going on, gang? Zach Wild here. The word on the Black Label streets is a bunch of us went out again last night, partaking in some adult beverages and some genital plowfest matches. Hope you woke up this morning with an award-winning headache and a world championship case of gonorrhea. Fear not, because 8 out of 10 doctors who can't practice law all agree upon for splendid to get you back up and running again. So when your better half asks, "Why, darling, what is that green-yellow stuff oozing out of your baby maker zone?" just say, "Why, my love, let's just skip over that and have a delicious cup of Valhalla Java Force Blend, shall we?"
Oh my God, man, I love Zach. It's just too funny. But let's talk about the science of hangovers. And I didn't even know this. Do you know what a congener is? A congener? Not a conjurer, But a
I mean, not by
congener-
the name of
CONGENERS.
No, I've never heard that.
So basically what it is, it's a chemical byproduct that's formed during ethanol fermentation, which makes alcohol. If you want to know more about making alcohol, go back to a very, very early episode. It was episode 6 with Rick Sakari from Albany Distilling. This dude's a nerd about that stuff.
Yeah.
He really breaks down how you make alcohol. It's really cool and incredible. But anyway, so these congeners, they are created, and that's what actually gives you a headache. And like will give you a hangover. And drinks that contain very little of these are like your clear alcohols, like vodka or gin. Drinks that contain a lot of these are tequila and bourbon. Bourbon being the one that contains the most of them.
Oh, wow.
So you'll have that in there. So again, if you want to stop your hangover, drink more vodka, I guess. Right?
So what's it coming from? Because if it's
the breakdown of the sugar that's creating the alcohol, and it's the chemical byproduct that's being left behind by that chemical breakdown.
right, but if it's why is it more apparent in a darker alcohol?
I'm not sure. We'll have to ask Rick.
Because I mean, the alcohol is dark because of being aged in burnt barrels, right?
Correct.
So I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm not really sure.
Science.
But other scientific things that have been tested and that help is to eat a good meal before you're going to go out drinking,
Yep.
or like I said, have that brunch or breakfast when you're hungover, because it'll soak up a lot of that stuff that's in your system, and that'll help. Get a lot of sleep. Stay hydrated. That's something that is lost on a lot of people. Like if you are out on a night of drinking and you go home and you pound like 40 ounces of water before you go
Dude,
to
it
bed,
makes all the
it
difference.
makes all the difference.
You know what I do is I keep like
A big jug.
this thing
yeah.
next to me, and
Yeah.
you'll wake up like 4 times.
Mhm.
And every time I wake up, I try to force myself to chug more water.
Yep.
And usually by the morning, I got it together. a little
Yep.
bit.
Yeah. It definitely helps. And also, the one thing that if you go to any scientific journal and ask the question, you're like, what can I do to stop a hangover? They'll say, drink less.
Or don't drink.
Because that actually works.
Yeah, well, what do you know?
100%.
Fucking science, man.
But tell us about, as we're talking about this, tell us about some of your favorite hangover cures, however crazy they are, because I'm very curious
Baby
about this.
food or
Yeah, very curious about this.
activated charcoal. I know some people use that.
Yep.
Yeah.
Me being me, obviously, I started to research this and look back into ancient history, and I found some interesting things in ancient history about this.
Whoa.
So, in ancient Rome, when they would have
no.
their big parties and stuff like
Yeah.
that, the idea was the next day.
Is that the same picture you use for the Christmas?
Yeah, it is. Well, it is. It's that same party.
Oh, okay.
Right,
Wow,
it's
these
very
guys
famous-
just woo.
It's a very famous party depicted in Roman times.
Okay,
But,
got it.
They would deep fry a canary and eat the whole thing.
In one bite or just
Yeah, I don't know about in one bite, but eat the whole thing and ingest the whole thing, and that deep fried canary would apparently help you to not be hungover anymore.
disgusting.
Disgusting, and I don't really think that's a good idea. Ancient Greece, not to be outdone by Rome, they would have a hearty breakfast of sheep lung and 2 owl's eggs.
Well, it sounds like it's more useful than eating a whole canary.
Yeah, I guess. I'm not really sure. In Namibia, sorry, they use this thing, and that's a typo. They use this drink called buffalo milk, which is basically just clotted cream, spiced rum, dark rum, cream liqueur, and whole cream.
Well, you're getting drunk again. No
it's
wonder.
basically a boozy milkshake in the morning. Yeah. And it's
Yeah.
like, I bet you it works great.
Yeah, I bet it works wonderful. In fact, I'm down to try that next time I get hungover.
In Puerto Rico, they have had this on their traditions for a while, which is really weird. They say to rub a lime or a lemon on the armpit of your drinking arm before you go out drinking.
Stop.
And this will help to stave off your hangover in the morning. Again, I don't really think that'll work.
I don't think that'll work at all.
And then the final one in old-timey Ireland, they said to bury you up to your neck in wet river sand, and that would stave off your hangover.
Yeah, because the tide
This-
rises and you drown and you die and you no longer have a
This
hangover.
was a stock photo of buried in the sand, which I thought was great. But actually, what's funny is if you think about it, the wet river sand in Ireland is going to be very cold because of Ireland. So it's basically just a cold shower is what they're telling you to do, which I guess you could just jump in the river and that would be a little bit
Dude, that's a
easier,
bad
right?
one. These are
Oh,
horrible.
man. So There's some really funny ones and some tried by true methods that I've heard around the internet from people like you and I, who I wanted to run down as well. Some people swear by Gatorade or Pedialyte.
And the reason why is because they're full of electrolytes,
Yep.
which
That's what plants crave.
Jeff. Anyways, when you drink and you notice you pee a lot more, right?
Right.
You're also ridding your body of electrolytes.
Right.
So in order to rehydrate the next day, you need to replenish those electrolytes. There's a few ways to do it, but some things just contain electrolytes.
Right.
Like Gatorade.
Or Pedialyte.
Or the next thing that we're about to talk about.
Yeah, which is a lot of people talk about this, and this one's worked for me too, is eating pickles, anything pickled, not just cucumbers, pickled anything, drinking pickled juice.
Well, here's the thing.
Pickles.
It has a lot of salt, which is electrolytes,
Yes.
which helps you absorb water and rehydrate. It's not some sort of weird voodoo thing here. It's salt, people. It's just salt. That's why
just salt.
people like big greasy meals.
Yeah.
Because you have some stuff in your stomach to kind of sell it, but that grease has a lot of salt, which helps you
Yes.
rehydrate.
Yes. And that works. That works for some people. Another thing that a lot of people really subscribe to is drinking Coke or Pepsi.
No.
And this is either just by itself or with greasy foods like breakfast food or whatever.
I can see how the carbonation might help you a little bit.
Yeah,
But you're done there.
Coke and Pepsi make me sick usually.
Yeah, yeah,
Anyways, like brown soda, I don't know what it is, but it doesn't agree with me anymore in my old age.
No, Jeff.
Yeah, some people really subscribe to it. Another drink, tomato juice.
Salty.
Same kind of idea, either by itself or with a big meal or with paired with different things. Yeah, salty, very, that acidic kind of salty thing. A lot of people like it.
Yeah.
Speaking on that as well with drinks, smoothies of any time. All your health nuts out there will say, this type of smoothie or that type of smoothie will.
Wheatgrass, bro.
I know that there are specific, like Whole Foods and stuff like that. They make hangover cure smoothies, and there are companies out there that make hangover cure like little 5-hour energy shots.
Oh,
and, like,
yeah. We were in New York City when we grabbed some of those. This seemed to work.
It's basically just a smoothie of chemicals and other
Yeah.
stuff, and putting it back into your body. Another one that a lot of people subscribe to is not ingesting something, but getting it out of your system, working out. There's my workout picture.
Oh, I like it, Jeff. I like it.
But I mean, like, if you go and you really, exert yourself and sweat out all that alcohol, some people say, it makes them feel better. I think that would make me feel worse.
Yeah, I've never had that work out for me.
No way. Another one that I saw a lot of people talking about on the internet was spicy food, especially like Asian food, like with like hot peppers in it, or just food like you go out for brunch or breakfast or something, you just douse your eggs in Red Hot or sriracha or something, and that's spicy food, or a Bloody Mary, like really spicy, like that supposedly helps the hangover.
Never had that help. Nah, it sounds like nonsense.
Finally, the one that always works, because you're basically just getting back on the party train there, is hair of the dog.
This never made sense to me because when you wake up and you're hungover and you're nauseous.
Yeah, the last thing you want to do is drink more
even
alcohol.
thinking about it makes you sick. But there was a time in my youth where I got hungover.
Oh, yeah.
And I think we were at some swimming hole somewhere and somebody broke out some Jack Daniels and I was feeling terrible.
Mm-hmm.
And I took a shot and was like,
I feel better.
wow.
Yeah,
it's
because
so weird.
now I'm killing my body again.
Yay. Don't do it, people. It's not a good idea.
Alcohol is a delicious, delicious poison. But again, I just thought it'd be fun to roast some of the sillier ones, and some of those ancient remedies are crazy. I never even knew.
Ridiculous.
Because we've all been drinking has been a thing of human culture for a very long time, and therefore dealing with hangovers has been as well. So I hope we got to hear some of your favorite remedies as well, and maybe learned a thing or two from you guys.
D-Man's Death Wish Update. Brought to you by Death Wish Coffee.
Oh boy, D-Man.
We have so many cool things coming tomorrow.
We've shown it to you guys. We've talked about it. We ran a contest with it. I'm going to go get it right now.
Tomorrow we're releasing the Space Oddity t-shirt in remembrance of shooting our coffee into space. God, I love the colors on this. The off-white to orange. It's not on brand, but man, it's really cool to do something a little different.
It is my favorite T-shirt. Duh. I mean, you know I'm a space nerd and a coffee nerd as it is, but it's like, oh, I cannot wait to own this shirt along with the rest of you guys, and it comes out tomorrow. Tomorrow.
It's a good one. It's a really
ask
good
you
one.
as the purchasing guy, do we know, is this going to be one of those one-off shirts?
Yes.
Like, so when they're gone, they're gone.
When they're gone, they're gone.
I didn't even know that, guys.
Most of our stuff, like our tank top, and we have a long sleeve that's coming out around the corner, and
So that kind of stuff, one-off.
one off, and we move
Done
on.
and
One and
done.
done. The only ones that are staples that stay are the Death Wish shirt and the Valhalla Java shirt. Right.
Right.
So
All right, awesome. So get on that tomorrow when the email comes out in the morning. They'll be available on the site for you guys to buy. I can't wait to have my very, very own and wear it
it's
all
so
the
cool.
time. It's so cool. And just so you guys know one more time, the mug that medallion will be on will come out before the end of the year. The only hint I'll give you is that we would never forget about Halloween. So it's not going to come out then.
Oh, I was like, it's not going to come out around Halloween.
Right. Because why would we forget about Halloween? That's
That's
all
a-
I'll say.
It's a really vague tip,
No,
dude.
I know. But speaking of mugs, we talked about it earlier on the show, and we're really excited. This year's Special Olympic event has changed. Normally, the last couple of years, we have been part of what is called the Run Dead event, which is the mug we're giving away on the show this week. But this year, they're starting out something new called Be Our Superhero. And I'll put up the logo for you guys to see right here in the show. And I wanted to show you guys a mug, but they're in transit right now as we're doing this show, and I haven't had the chance to snap a pic of it. So hopefully, by the time this show airs, I will have a pic, and I'm going to put it in those comments, I hope, if I've got it, because it's just a couple hours away.
Yeah.
We'll see. But we're really excited about it. This is going live Monday. And if you've never been a part of the company and seen us put out these Special Olympics mugs, the deal is all the proceeds go to benefit the Special Olympics because we just love everybody over there and want to give as much as we can to them. So all the proceeds of the mug go to that, but the mug release is insanely limited.
Yeah.
I don't even know the numbers, but it's under 1,000, guys. It's really, really limited. So it's going to a great cause. It's a cool mug with that design that I just showed you guys, and they'll be gone on Monday.
Yeah.
They'll be gone
Within
So,
hours.
Yeah. So if you want one, make sure you're ready to buy one on Monday because we're really excited to release that again. And like I said, it's a great cause.
Yeah, it's an awesome cause, and we love doing it every year, and there's a whole event that goes around it. I'm sure we'll be talking about that once it comes up, and
Yes.
our Death Wish community is raising a bunch of money for the
Yes,
Special Olympics.
yes.
How cool is that?
So cool. It makes me feel good every year when we do this kind of stuff.
It's awesome,
And
man.
this year, instead of being a scavenger hunt like it has been or a 5K,
It's going to be like a field day.
it's going to be a field day. Like we're going to literally be like running eggs, but on spoons and three-legged race, and I don't even know. It's going to be pandemonium. I'll probably be there chronicling it on Instagram or whatever. It'll be a lot of fun. But we can't wait. And that mug release, guys, Monday. Can't
Hey, we got a special day coming up
Yes.
real soon.
Yes. September 29th, guys. National Coffee Day. It's like our Christmas.
Yes.
We are so excited for this year. We got some fun stuff planned social media-wise, and we want to get all of you guys involved. So mark it on your calendars on Monday. Is it a Monday? No, it's a Saturday. Saturday, September 29th is National Coffee Day, and we want to see everybody posting about Death Wish Coffee on that day. So snap a pic of your mug, snap a pic of your Death Wish dog, snap a pic of whatever it is, or just make a post. Use the hashtag National Coffee Day, hashtag tag us, Death Wish Coffee, and let's just get the entire internet talking about not only National Coffee Day, but Death Wish Coffee. How cool? Wouldn't it be cool if we could make it trend on
Yeah,
the internet?
that would be awesome.
That'd be so cool. So, help us out, guys. Mark that on your calendar. September 29th, National Coffee Day. Finally, if you guys missed the live that Sierra did a couple weeks ago, we revealed some brand new products that are a couple months down the road, but we're really excited. And here's one of them. This is our Death Wish Coffee Windbreaker. Look at this.
Man, that is nice.
Made beautifully. You can do karate moves in it. It's got this awesome reflective logo on the front, so if like you're jogging at night or whatever, you know, it'll reflect. And turn around. Beautiful, right on the back, the Death Wish Coffee logo. Nice break. It's going to break all the wind. All of the wind will be broken. It's the world's windiest breaker, world's breakiest winder. I am the worst. I am the worst. Get back.
I'm coming back, Jeff. Stop.
I'm the worst. Don't leave me to the wolves.
Everybody's like, oh, you're so mean to Jeff all the time. If I'm not mean to him, this just keeps on going and going. Somebody's got to put an end to this.
It's true. It's true. Fits you great.
Yeah, this
That's a
fits
large.
me perfect.
That's a large. So that fits you really nice.
It fits
yeah.
me incredibly well.
This is the model that we have. We've got them in production right now. So like I said, we're about a month or two out probably on this before we actually release them. But we love showing you stuff as soon as we can on this show. That's why you guys listen to the update.
Hood's
yeah.
Ooh, is there something there?
Yep, there's a little logo right on the
Yellow,
hood.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah, it's pretty rad. It's pretty rad. So we're really excited for that. We'll obviously keep you posted as it gets closer to the release date of this pizza merchandise. But how cool is that? You guys get to see it all up close and personal and get excited for it.
Oh, it's not that swipey either. You know how sometimes you get windbreakers and they're like that cheap, thin, like material that.
No, it's good
just
material.
melts.
Thomas
Yeah,
found a
is-
really good company to work with.
Well, we work with that same company, but they send us a bunch of samples, right?
Yeah.
And we try them on, we test them, we see how they feel, and we make sure we get the one that we feel is, and not the cheapest, the best.
The best.
We look for the best one, and this is the best one.
Yeah, so excited, guys. So get ready for that. Upcoming from Death Wish Coffee. And, man, that's a lot of stuff we just laid on you.
Yeah, and we got more, but we're not going to give it to you this week. I'm sorry.
Tune in next week for more news from the world's strongest coffee company.
And that's our show, ladies and gentlemen.
That is the show. Thanks so much for watching and sharing and enjoying the show, being in those comments, guys. As soon as we sign off, we're going to pick a winner for this Run Dead mug. Can't thank you guys enough for tuning in and watching. Hope you guys like the new space. Hope we're going to hopefully tweak some stuff. I'll tell you this for nothing. Now that this shelf is behind us in full view the whole time, I'm going to be sneaky and switch it up from time to time.
Oh, sneaky
so,
Jeff.
There might be some surprises on that shelf as we get down the road.
Oh, wow, Jeff. I'm so excited.
Yeah, you never know. And one final time, if you guys would like to follow us on social media, it's really easy. I am at Jeff Wish Coffee.
And I am at Real Christian Slater.
Real Christian Slater. Go follow Real Christian Slater. And at Death with Dustin. Thanks so much. Tune in tomorrow for the really cool podcast with Weapons Master, Stuntman, actor, voice actor, Anthony DeLongis. You guys are going to want to watch it, not just listen to it. So make sure you tune into that tomorrow. And we'll be back next week with a brand new show and a brand new podcast. Cheers, everybody.
Cheers.